All right, we are back here on our VirginiaPreps.com Zoomcast. Matt Hatfield here with you, joined by a special guest. He from Potomac Falls High School up in the Northern Virginia area. He's got a 4.41 or thereabout GPA. Actually, he's got a 4.4140. He's got a 3.4 GPA. He's checking in at 6'2", 180 pounds, and he's an all-region performer this past season for the Panthers as a punter. He also dabbles playing some wide receiver, some kicking for them. They are 3-1 on the season. Got a couple of shutouts on the board so far this year, looking pretty good as they get ready for their game coming up on Friday night against Freedom of South Riding. We say hello to Davion Moore now. Davion, you're 4 games into this season. It's been a wild and wacky year. How are things going?
Things are going great right now. I love this team. We've grown a lot. We've been way better since last year. We've formed a lot of bonds. We've came together more as a team, which our performance is obviously showing, because last season we wasn't as successful. And now we started to realize like how good we really are.
Sure. Well, going back to last season, I think you guys had lost 3 in a row and then finished up with a win against Heritage of Leesburg, who just knocked off Tuscarora this past week. They were number 1 in our state rankings in Class 4 going into this week. How much did, even though the season wasn't the way you wanted it to go in the spring, to finish up on a positive note, did that kind of build some momentum going into the summer and the short off season before your senior campaign?
I think having the COVID season, it was very unfortunate. Obviously, we would like to play 10 games, but I think it taught us all a lesson to not take anything for granted. And I think it made us to want to work harder, knowing that at any given time, everything could just be taken in a heartbeat. So I think it made us come together and realize that we really need to live this moment, and we need to work so that next season, if we do have a full season, which we do, we can be as successful as possible.
What are the coaches asked out of you specifically in terms of leadership and your role on the team here as you have turned the page from junior to senior year with this group?
The roles have obviously changed now that I'm a senior. So, like, for example, the showing up early before everyone else, the going to every single practice, even though the morning lifting, being everywhere. They always want the seniors there, specifically me. They want, because they know that the younger guys obviously look up to me, putting on a good role model, keeping my grades good, not doing anything to get me in trouble, staying out of trouble. Just like the normal thing. They expect a little more out of me, obviously, because I'm trying to play at the next level. So I try to put on a good role model for the younger guys.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about some recruiting for you. I know you've gone to some camps. I believe Liberty was one around June or July. You went to a game here earlier this month, I want to say, at James Madison, and you just got an offer from Virginia State. Am I accurate on those, and sort of fill us in on how things are looking at the moment?
Yeah, you are accurate.
Okay.
So I went to a few camps this summer. I went to the Liberty camp. I went to a William & Mary one earlier this summer. I also went to I believe it was Virginia Tech. I went to a Virginia Tech camp, like kicking camp there, and I went to a Maryland camp this summer.
Okay.
I've been talking to a lot of schools recently. Maryland and JMU are my 2 biggest ones. I talk to JMU a lot, and the Maryland staff always keep in contact because of the camp when I went to. I performed really well, and we've stayed in contact ever since. So we've been talking a lot.
Okay.
And then the Virginia State offer, I just picked that one up, I believe 2 days ago.
Now, are they offering you as a kicker / punter, or what's the outlook? And then other schools are talking to you. What are they talking about in terms of positioning and how they would want you to be utilized for them?
They're offering me as an athlete. I'm pretty sure they want me to play. They want me to try a receiver.
Okay.
But as well as my kicking and punting is really good right now. So like, I think they're mainly looking in that aspect, but they also want me to play a little bit of receiver. Yeah.
Is that a good dilemma to have, that you kind of have multiple options, given how boards kind of fluctuate this time of year for recruiting boards for schools? And then if it doesn't work out for another, you can also be used at another position potentially at the next level.
Yeah. It's really helpful because let's say I don't have a good game at wide receiver, but I kicked amazing that night. I can use that film from kicking to give to coaches. Let's say I missed a field goal or I didn't do well at kicking, but I had an outstanding game at receiver. So it's kind of like I have a lot of options. So if I mess up in one thing, but I did really good in the other one, I can get recruited in that position as well. So I think it helps me a lot um, having these abilities to do all of this stuff because in the end, I can get recruited for them, which has obviously paid off a lot.
Sure. Now, I've heard over the years, high school, college, pro ranks, those kickers, they aren't part of the football team. Of course, you can argue that now because you play some wide receiver and catch passes too. Which do you enjoy more and which is tougher? Is it making that big catch on a third, fourth down situation, extended drive? Is it a pressurized kick? Is it a punt in a tight game? What do you enjoy more and which is harder?
Um, I mean, kicking, you don't have to worry about pretty much any injuries. You can just walk out there, do your job, and if you do your job well, I mean, you stand out. You go out there, you're accurate making field goals. You have nothing to lose. I mean, as long as you're accurate, you're kicking 45 yards accurately in a game. They can really use that. Receiver is obviously fun because you're like the go-to guy. If there's a big play, you make that big play, you get all the fame. Like it's all, oh, he just made this big play. You get more reliable trust from the quarterback. Um, I believe that kicking is harder just because it takes a lot of technique. Like not anyone can just go up and kick a ball 50 yards. It takes a lot of
True.
practicing. But I feel like playing wide receiver is more fun just because of the plays and the runs and all of that. It just is so amazing. Like I just like living in the moment of like a big play.
What's your best play in both aspects, be it in a kick or a punt? You got a record or a highlight play, and then same for receiving. You got a play that sticks out or a stat that sticks out in your career to this point.
I would say wide receiver wise, I don't know why the lights turned on. Wide receiver wise, I had a one-handed catch, 85 yards. That was probably my best
Wow.
touchdown.
Who was that against?
That was against Loudoun County 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Uh, and for kicking, I hit a 45-yard field goal to win the game against Heritage. So that was
Nice.
probably the best aspect.
Pretty cool. Now, when you're watching highlights, because all you football players and kids do, you're watching the highlight tapes and games. Well, are you watching both the receivers and the pros in college, and then also kickers as well? What are you looking at?
I watch a mixture of both. So I mean, my favorite wide receiver right now is Stephon Diggs. I like the way he plays. I like his mentality. I like his game. So I'd go from watching Stephon Diggs to watching Marquette King, if you know who that is. He is one of the first Black punters in the NFL. I feel like it's very inspiring to watch a guy that is similar to me and like which achieved the goal that I'm trying to achieve. So I kind of switch it up. I like to watch receiver and then try to translate that into my game today. And then I like to also watch how like people kick, like Cole's kicking. I always watch all of that. But yeah.
You got some big games on deck after obviously this Freedom game, Independence, Woodgrove. We know Briarwood's the defending state champs and Stonebridge on the schedule.
Yeah.
How good can this team be? And then telling me how good this team can be. Who else has made the start possible for you guys to be above the 500 mark, I think, in playoffs, in addition to you catching the ball and kicking it? Who else has stood out for this Panthers squad?
I think coming up, if we come together, we could beat majority of these big teams. Obviously, Stonebridge is it's always been a tough game because they have really good athletes over there. But I think if this team really wants to play, this team can really play. The chemistry that we have is really unbearable. Like we've really came together. We've done so much team bonding. We've worked late nights, early mornings. We've always lately, like starting really this season, we've formed better bonds. And I feel like we have the talent now, we have the pass game and the run game. I feel like we could really be a problem this year moving forward. All we have to do is stay focused. And I'm pretty sure if we stay focused, we'll have a successful run in the playoffs this year for sure.
Okay, good deal. And you're wearing number 17, right? For those that are
I'm
checking the
actually
game.
5 this year.
Oh, you changed. You were 17 last year. You're 5 now. All right, good
switched it
deal.
up.
So when they go out and watch the guys in purple this year, make sure you check out number 5. But who else should they be watching out for besides yourself there, being on offense or defense? Who else is making some highlight reel plays for the Panthers?
They should really come watch everyone. My quarterback, Matt Graham. I
Okay.
forgot his number, but he's the quarterback. He's an outstanding player. He can really throw the ball. Running back number 2, Derek Smith. Outstanding player. Just got into football really this year. Can really run the ball and is not scared of anything. Also, the other receiver, James Jackson, believe his number is 21. He's a
Okay.
starting receiver on the left side. Amazing dude, really good. Can really make a big play. He's really our go-to guy. Other than me, send him deep, he'll catch it. He'll catch anything.
Okay.
And our upcoming, he's a junior, Steven Riveros, number 8. Really big kid. Really passionate about the game. He's ready to go. He's ready to do anything. He always is on time to everything. He acts like a senior since for a very young age. He's a very good role model, huge kid. And then lastly, Owen Copeland, our tight end, huge guy, will really make a play, and you will never have any problems out of him for sure.
Okay. Last two from Rapid Fire, I'll let you run. We appreciate your time, Davion. Who else could be offering or in the picture here for you recruiting wise? In addition, I know you got Virginia State here recently. You got some visits to check out as well. What's kind of the, I guess, timetable and outlook for you here in the coming weeks and months?
I feel like I might lock this in with Maryland. I've been talking a lot with them. I feel like this could go really well. JMU also. JMU is things have been really good. The game they visit, talking to the coaching staff. A few more schools like Norfolk State. I have connections with them in Hampton. I've been looking at a few HBCU schools. I feel like I'm just trying to find like where I fit the most. But as of right now, my main focus is locking down with Maryland, which I really think is going to happen. So at the top of my list right now is for sure JMU and Maryland.
And then lastly, as you get ready to ultimately decide and make that next step in your journey to college, what are the biggest things that stick out to you in terms of the academic piece, the athletic side of things? What matters to you as you try to distinguish between a Maryland and a JMU or this school and that school?
What really sticks out to me is where I can go and get a good education as well as the athletic side. I like to be in an environment where I know I can receive help, and I know that the coaches and the teachers really care about me. They want me to graduate, not only for the football part of it, but they want to see me get my degree. They want to see me walk across that stage in front of everyone. I want my priority to be graduating. I want their priority to be to also get me where I need to be for the future in football, as well as maintaining a really good degree. And I really think that most schools that I'm talking to have that. But I also like when the coaches are always calling and checking up on me, checking up on my family. I just like a family coaching staff, like where I can really like look at them as my family members and know that they care about me and know that wherever I go, they will always take care of me and be there for me.
Good deal. Well, he's got speed on the football field. He's got savvy too. He gets it done in the classroom. He's an all-region performer at punter. He gets work done at receiver and kicker too. That's Potomac Falls' Davion Moore. The Panthers 3-1 on the campaign. They got a big one coming up with Freedom of South Riding following their wins so far to begin this campaign over the likes of Dominion, Light Ridge, and Millbrook. You ready to play some rapid fire before we let you run here, Davion?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Here we go with the Panthers' number 5. He was wearing number 17. All right, summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer. All right, good deal. I like the cold myself because you always put layers on. You just can't take stuff off.
Yeah.
What's your toughest subject in school?
Math, for sure.
Math. All right, you got to break the calculator out a couple times. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
All right. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice is really to never give up, no matter the circumstance. I think that's the most powerful one. Never give up.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs, for sure.
All right. If you could be an animal for a day, what animal would you choose?
Lion.
Lion. All right. I ask people this all the time, favorite TV show, favorite movie. What's your favorite game show? Do you have a favorite game show?
I used to like Deal or No Deal. I used to really like that show a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
If you could be in a movie, what movie would you want to be in?
Pirates of the Caribbean for sure.
All right. Couple more for you. What scares you?
I used to have a fear of clowns for some reason.
Of clowns, okay.
Yeah, but now I've outgrown that. So really, I don't think I have any fears, honestly.
Okay. All right. I want to know if you could be a celebrity for a day, who would you be?
Celebrity, I'd probably be like Deion Sanders probably Deion Sanders.
He's living a pretty good life.
He's living.
Would you make people call you Coach Prime, or they just call you whatever they want to call you?
Coach
You would?
Prime.
Okay. All right. And any shout outs you want to give before we let you run?
What was that?
Any shout outs you want to give before we let you run?
I just want to shout out my school, Potomac Falls. They've been great to me. They've always helped me. No matter what, they've always looked out for me academically. And I want to shout out my family, of course, and all my friends. Yeah.
Well, real pleasure chatting with you, Davion Moore of Potomac Falls High School class of 2022, as they look to go to 4-1 this week with a matchup against Freedom South Riding, and keep an eye out for them come playoff time in Class 5. Thank you so much. Best wishes to you the rest of the season and beyond, and I'm sure we'll keep in touch.
Sounds great.
Thank you.